I have been around this league long enough to know that when a front office starts making noise about adding a specific piece, it is rarely just a casual observation. In New Orleans, the conversation has shifted significantly. I am hearing more and more about the Saints' urgency to find a legitimate elite wide receiver to pair with Chris Olave. Now, Olave has been everything the Saints hoped for since they drafted him. He is smooth, he is technical, and he has proven he can handle the heavy lifting of a WR1 role. But there's a ceiling to what an offense can achieve when the defensive game plan is solely focused on taking one man away. We saw it last season. Teams would bracket Olave, roll coverage his way, and challenge the rest of the unit to beat them. While the Saints have some interesting young pieces and reliable veterans, they lack that secondary game changer who forces a defensive coordinator to stay awake at night. This isn't about a lack of faith in the current roster. It is about evolution. The front office is looking at the landscape of the NFC South and realizing that to truly compete, they need more firepower. It is a calculated move, one that reflects a team that knows its window will not stay open forever.
When you look at the numbers, Chris Olave's production is even more impressive considering the constant attention he draws from opposing secondaries. But for the Saints to take that next step, they need a secondary star to complement him. The internal evaluation in New Orleans suggests they are not looking for a project or a depth piece. They are hunting for a star. I have spoken to some people close to the situation, and the consensus is that the team wants someone who can win one-on-one matchups consistently on the opposite side. This would theoretically open up the middle of the field and give the quarterback more breathing room. It is a move that signals a transition in offensive philosophy. We have seen other teams in the league transform their entire dynamic by pairing two elite receivers. The Saints are watching that trend closely. They understand that in today's game, you do not just need a good passing attack, you need an explosive one. The search is on, and while they are keeping their cards close to their chest regarding specific names, the profile they are looking for is clear. A proven playmaker who demands immediate respect and shifts the gravity of the defense away from Olave.
Now, the logistics of bringing in a high-caliber receiver are never simple, especially with the Saints' historical dance with the salary cap. But they have always been creative. I would not expect them to let financial constraints stop them if the right player becomes available via trade or a late-market signing. The goal here is to maximize the prime years of the core they have built. Adding a star receiver alongside Chris Olave does more than just help the passing game. It changes the geometry of the entire field. It helps the run game by pulling safeties out of the box. It helps the tight ends find soft spots in the zone. Most importantly, it takes the physical and mental toll off Olave, allowing him to be more efficient with his touches rather than having to fight through double teams on every third down. I am told the scouting department is currently casting a wide net. They are looking at potential cap casualties from other teams and keeping an eye on disgruntled stars who might be looking for a fresh start. It is a delicate balance, though. You want someone who fits the culture of that locker room, someone who can work in tandem with a young star like Olave without ego getting in the way.
As we move closer to the start of the next phase of the offseason, the pressure is mounting. The Saints faithful are used to a certain standard of offensive excellence, and the front office knows that. By targeting an elite wide receiver, they are essentially betting on their ability to outscore the competition in a division that is increasingly wide open. Chris Olave remains the focal point, the cornerstone of what they are building, but even the best need support. If they land the right piece, this offense becomes exponentially harder to scout and even harder to stop. We will have to see how the chips fall, but the intent is undeniable. This is not a team looking to rebuild, it is a team looking to reload. I will be keeping a close eye on the transaction wire over the coming weeks. There is a lot of smoke around this, and in my experience, that usually means there is a fire burning somewhere in the front office. For now, it is a waiting game, but the objective is clear. Give Chris Olave the partner he needs to turn this Saints offense into a powerhouse once again. We will see if they can pull the trigger on a deal that makes sense for the long-term health of the franchise.